What's up, MPX addicts, and welcome to the MPX Rehab. I am your host, the hashtag certified Mark J. Williams, here with my co-host, as always,
the voice of the MPX addicts, Kyle Smith.
And this week was For Whom the Bell Tolls, the biggest show of the fall, and oh man, it was huge.
We still have 2 months. Can you say that?
That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
We also have Alone in the Dark next week, and then, that's a big one, especially if
the teaser trailer is who I think it is.
Well, given what I read on the description for the event...
Yeah, I don't read.
Oh. We'll talk about that when we get to it.
Good.
But yeah, let's talk about the show itself, because we started with a hell of a match. One I want to see happen again. As for the pre-show match, Angel Camacho, our MPX Addicts champion, defended against the monster Brick Savage.
Yes.
Holy crap, this was a match.
This was every dream of people who love house fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these two men went out there and beat the hell out of each other, and it was great.
Hashtag big sweaty men slapping meat.
Yep. Thank you, Big E. It actually gave me something in the local wrestling scene to use. And I love how it's actually people like it. So good.
Yeah. But this match was intense. And it was the fact that, I honestly could have believed that Brick... Actually, I was almost expecting Brick to win this one.
I was very much expecting Brick to win, given the way he's been booked in MPX. And then also it's the addicts. Mm-hmm. The addicts, if you put heel versus heel, they will choose.
Oh, yeah.
And they will usually choose the one.
But that's been the thing about Brick.
And Brick is over.
Yeah. It's like, he's not like a nice, happy-go-lucky baby face. Hey, everybody kissing babies kind of.
He is the one that you're terrified to cheer.
Yeah. We've seen him fight faces and destroy them. We've seen him fight heels and destroy them. Yeah. He's that monster, that tweener monster that I have begged for so long, and he pulls it off so wonderfully. Everybody loves it.
And it was one of those where when I was at ACW, which we'll talk about later in the second half, Brick was so over with that crowd too.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things I was like, man, it's really nice to hear chants of Brick and, Brick's going to kill you. Things like that, where it's so nice to hear because, the guy's great and destructive and you should get those. But then it's like, he's a heel, you shouldn't. But in ACW, the situation happened. He's a face.
Yeah.
Then here, it's him and Angel. They know Brick more than Angel. And that's what the addicts normally do. If they know you more, doesn't necessarily matter what you're trying to be, they're going to go for that.
But at the same time, if you really look at it, as much as Brick was working as a monster, Angel was very much working the heel the whole time. He came in and it's like, cheer for him now. Yep. Come on. And that was what, and he's like I said, Brick is, is like, depending upon who you put him up against, people will cheer him and boo him, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to have some big overarching story of him being the good guy or the bad guy.
You don't.
Where if and when he and Damo, team up at MPX and go up against the Lost Boys, the fans are going to cheer the Lost Boys because it's the Lost Boys.
And that's.
But it's like
Brick and Damo, you don't f with.
Put them up against the Sons of Mayhem right now, and they will cheer the Innocents.
They probably would cheer them over the Boys too. I think that's how much Brick is over.
Yeah.
And well deserved. Brick is amazing.
Yeah. No.
The talent he has for. And he even says as little as he's done, but even when we talk to him, he's got a previous past. So it's not like all brand new.
Yeah.
But it is to a degree. And he is just phenomenal. And it's one of those where it's super believable. As big as Angel is, he could pick him up with these. And he did. And it was amazing.
That's like the only reason he couldn't get him up in that power bomb was just an angle issue.
Yeah, which I loved how they worked that. I was like, okay, how are they going to do power bomb? I was like, I could actually picture Brick doing the regular power bomb where he's sitting there and picks him up. I could see that, but it's like there's an easier way. And obviously, knowing Brick, he's not going to do the cheap turnbuckle power bomb out.
He might, if it serves the match. I could see him doing that.
I don't know.
But that's
I think he would want to show his strength, and he did. He caught the leg and then picked him up. Beautiful. Most perfect way they could have done a power bomb for Brick versus Angel in that match. Because, like I said, I don't
Well, that one was just a side suplex, wasn't it?
No, he had the leg, got under the other one, and powerbombed. If he, like I said, if the match, the only way I could see him doing the cheap powerbomb aspect, if it was a Tower of Doom and a triple threat.
Yeah.
Because Brick's going to show off his power. And while, yes, he could have easily done that, he would have had to do it, say, like the Big Show Kevin Nash, where he did it, but then kind of held his back, like, oh, that took so much out of me.
Yeah.
Which, Brick doesn't necessarily need to do that.
No.
But catching the leg, scooping up, doing the powerbomb that way, beautiful.
But, but in the end, unfortunately, Angel's size, did happen to be a major factor, and Brick was brought down for the pin.
Right, which is, in all honesty, if you want to technically count it, that's his first loss. Like, you can say Dean's the first loss, which it is in the record books, but it took 3 people.
Yeah.
Angel did it by himself. Super impressive. Was a little shocking because I thought we were about to kind of get this Brick momentum going. Yeah,
it's like in my brain is going, it's like, oh, that's why Angel won. So they didn't just have Casey drop it to Brick directly.
Right. And it also, to me, going back to kind of the overanalyzing, overbooking mine, if you have a title switch on a VIP match, everyone's got to be there. So you're going to sell more season passes and upgrades because you never know which the pre-show or VIP matches have been amazing. Like we had talked about that last week. We were like, oh, I wouldn't do that. I was like, no. It actually makes sense because you're wanting to reward the season pass and also trying to get extra money in for the VIP upgrade. I think it's brilliant.
And it definitely differentiates it from the, classic, this is just dark matches with extra panache. Like these ones matter.
Yeah, like the one that brought it up last week, you were talking about, Shota and Phil probably should have been in the VIP.
Yeah.
And I was like, I disagree. I think this is perfect because of what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you have a title match on there and the title actually changes, especially being the Addicts title, the belt for the people, I think that could have really done something. But again, I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed because I do want to see Angel more as a champion in MPX because he is, much like Brick, he's kind of that heel monster MPX needs at the moment.
Yeah, and honestly, it would leaving him with the belt, with the power that comes with the belt and everything like that, gives us a chance of possibly having UFC come in as a faction.
Yeah.
Especially since, it looks like we may have just lost one and might be losing another. I don't know. We'll see what happens next week on that.
We'll see. But yeah, that was the thing is, like I said, and I also liked how it was so close of the 3 and Brick getting the shoulder up. I like that because it's still like most people are like, oh, they buried Brick and his momentum, but they didn't because everything that happened in that match, Brick is still super strong as far as at least
and it wasn't
in a fan's eyes that you look at.
And it wasn't one of those things where Brick had to, be helped out or something like that. No, Brick rolled out, looked up, and basically had this look of we're not done.
Nope. And that is a match I would love to see again.
Yeah.
It would be amazing.
It's like one of those times where we don't have the MPX champion there, have the MPX Addicts belt, be the main event, Angel versus Brick Part 2. Yeah. I'm totally for that.
That would work.
Yeah. But then we got started with the show proper as the new team of, people are calling it Leg Day, and I'm all for that. Mr. Legs, Casey Clay, taking on the boys with Hilda.
Wouldn't it be the Leg Way? Isn't that more of combining both of them?
Yeah.
Casey doesn't really have day in his thing.
Yeah, so. But no. You see, Casey does CrossFit.
Does he? I thought he stopped that. I thought he quit. I thought he had cut back on the CrossFit.
He might have. I don't know.
But no, either way, it was a matchup that I was kind of confused about, but they worked really well together.
They did. And it's like the match against the boys, it was one of those things where I actually was almost kind of expecting that the boys were going to take this one with...
Well, yeah, because they're on a losing streak. We want them to kind of get back up. It technically is 3-on-2, if you want to count Randy and Lenny out there.
The numbers are a little... No Hilda.
I was disappointed.
So was I. I guess she's still recovering from the broken nose.
Just sniff some glue, Hilda. You're fine. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
But the match was actually really, really good.
Yes, it was. Like I said, I was kind of curious about how the chemistry with Legs and Casey would work, and they worked very well together.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. I mean, the big thing out of this is the storyline with the boys of where are we going with this? Because they're on that losing streak. They lost. We saw the vignette where pretty much they were all disowned.
Yeah.
And they were even the big shocker announcement, which I know it took you by surprise. Hilda's not a real sister.
I know. What?
I thought all that was great.
Yeah. You know what? Found family matters just as much.
And I really hope he doesn't take this the wrong way, because I know he will, and I'll get a message about it later. I love Richard in these little things. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily on the whole big show like we've seen in the past, but these little vignettes of power and interviews and being the guy in the back, which is what Richard is, if people don't kind of realize, and you should if you listen to us. We've talked about for who knows how long, 3 years, 2 years.
Yeah.
But I like those little things of he's not the angry GM in front on every show. He has these little 5-minute things here and there every now and then. Mm-hmm. But I love that. And like I said, I thought it was perfect where he's like, oh, yeah, Hilda's not your real sister. And I was like, but no, I'm really curious to see where the boys go from this and where Hilda goes from it and everything. Because it's technically, if they don't have Richard's backing, it's no longer really their kingdom. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we'll see where that one goes, because if you watch the after show with me, the boys seem to be having a new plan, one in which they're going to do something that Richard's going to regret, or make him regret it, or something like that.
Again, we've talked about it's kind of, there's usually always a huge faction going around. Mm-hmm. That's, if you look at MPX history and MPX booking for going back years and years and years, there's always been that dominant, stable faction.
Yeah.
We haven't had that in a while. So, if, you could get something with the boys and Hilda going, could work. It could be good. It could be one of those things where, they're going to run roughshod all over MPX and shove it in Richard's face. It'd be kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
Maybe if they even drag kind of someone else into it, make it an actual stable.
Bring back Brixton.
Yeah, I mean, that would work. It would be interesting to see. And I said it last week and I'll say again, I want to see Hilda in a match. She's good and it's there, and she's one of those, given the little bit she's done, it is somewhat believable if she goes against one of the male competitors. She's one of those few that probably could pull it off.
Yeah, and it's like, and if you want to keep it quote unquote believable, just put her up against some of the smaller guys, some of the younger guys, things like that. I mean, it's like her versus Phil Shark, who we'll talk about. That was funny.
That was the first name I thought of too. I was like, have her go against Phil first match.
Truly. Like, that one would work really well. Yeah. But speaking of
as long as she doesn't fight a Schaefer or a Brick, it should be decent and good.
Yeah.
She could fight Casey and it'd probably be good. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, Casey would win, but it would be good.
Sexist.
Casey's a badass.
That's true. That's very true. But then there's the match next in which we got the debut of Shota Suzuki taking on Phil Shark, and this was an entertaining as hell match.
It was. I was super excited. Like I said, it was kind of my sleeper pick to be kind of match of the night, because I've watched Shota and I really like Shota, and I think he has a lot of potential in independent wrestling in general, but also while he's here in Texas to really become one of those guys. And Phil's always kind of impressed lately. Every time we see him, the very, very first time we saw him, I was like, not that impressed. But he's gotten so much better. And he's understood that character, and it's becoming more part of his show, so to speak. And it's great. And again, it's one of those, like I said, with the Addicts, it's who they know they're going to cheer for the loudest.
Yep.
Nobody really knows Shota in that crowd. But they know Phil. They love Phil.
Yeah.
Those former girls have loved him since they saw him.
Yeah, they have.
Which really kind of got him over as a face in MPX.
Yep.
Shota did very well, and I also love Shota playing that heel, realizing there was a couple of people cheering for him, and it was like, no, shut up, I don't need you. I'm like, okay, good job. That was good heel work.
Yeah, no, and the thing is I also appreciate that he didn't just devolve to foreign heel work. He's just, like, I'm going to be the bad guy.
Yep.
everything. But yeah, this match was really, really good. It showcased, I liked it a lot because it allowed Phil to showcase a lot of what he can really do.
Yeah.
Because it's like we've seen him against guys that are much more veteran than he is, or much bigger than he is, or a combination of the two, and someone like Aaron Eagle. And, it's like we get to see some really good work from Phil, but we don't get to see a whole lot. Someone his own size and someone, I feel about comparable in skill level and everything like that. I don't know a whole lot of Shota Suzuki.
I was going to say, I would think Shota's
the fact that they kept pace with each other.
A little bit, I hate to say better, but he's experienced more, I would say.
I just felt that Phil kept really good pace with
he
him,
did.
so it worked out really well.
I think that was the thing I was kind of most shocked with and kind of worried about is how was Phil going to keep up with him? Because I've seen matches with Shota, and I've seen some of his stuff in Japan, and if anyone watches Japan wrestling, it's completely different.
Oh, yes, yeah. It's a lot more of a sport over there than it is a show.
Yeah. And no, him and Phil, like I said, I thought they did very well. It was my sleeper for match of the night, and it didn't disappoint. It lived up to the expectation I had in my head.
Yeah.
It's a very great match, very solid. I don't know how much longer Shota is in Texas, but man, I hope we get him again at MPX.
That would be cool. Good. That would be cool. Yeah. And then after that, we had the triple threat match as the Tommy Becker took on 50 caliber Barrett Brown and Zero, who is in the...
Still don't know how this match happened, but good job.
You know what? Actually, what I really loved about it is the fact that it's like, it didn't just bury Zero.
No, it didn't. It was laid out very well. It's... Again, we've talked about it on the show before, or at least I have. Triple threats, while they are fun, they can easily become clusterfucks.
Yeah.
And if they're not laid out well, or you have one person trying to go in and make themselves look great and not work, it's already hard enough to work a match with just one-on-one, trying to get all your shit in. And that's why I think I love tag matches. You got 4 people, 5 if you count the ref, all trying to do something. In a triple threat, you've got 3 individuals all trying to make themselves look good, try to make a match layout work, make it look good, and these 3 men did. It was beautiful.
That's actually the thing that differentiates triple threats and tag matches is the fact that it's like even though you have 4 or 5 different people, you've got 2 people on each side trying to work together to make themselves look good, and of course their opponent and everything like that. In triple threats, fatal 4-ways, big matches like this, it's everyone for themselves in a fashion. But with the way that this was done, I really enjoyed the like the fact that it's like it did turn into Zero versus Barrett, Zero versus Tommy versus Barrett.
Oh yeah.
And then occasional, moments of they're just getting in there and beating the crap out of each other, all 3 of them. And it's like my only problem with this match, and this is entirely my own bias, so don't take this as anything other than my opinion.
You knew it was going to happen.
It's not that he was. It's not that he had to win the match. It's just that it's like I knew he was in there just to eat the loss.
Well, of course. It was one of those where again I thought it was laid out beautifully. It's there's that quote we've said several times before: when wrestling is done right and like really done right, it's fucking beautiful. And this was art. The way these 3 men laid out the match to where, okay, yeah, most people, I would say 85 to 90% of that crowd knew Zero's going to lose. But they kept doing little instances where you're like, oh, Zero actually might get a win here. Zero could do, this would be interesting. It was laid out well.
There wasn't the turn in the match where everybody knew that it was just going to end badly for Zero, so everybody just shut down.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's the problem that I've always seen with Zero matches, and that's why I'm like, I wish that he was booked a little stronger at least in the fact that, it's like, you can watch it, he comes in, the crowd pops, the first part of the match starts, he's in charge, he's taking the momentum and everything like that, and then it turns around and the heel takes over and the whole crowd just dies because we know.
I mean, we've always kind of talked about
that's why it explodes when he does win.
Right. And I was going to say, we've always kind of talked about, the silver pop might be the Zero pop, because every time Zero's there, it seems like he gets the loudest reaction. But no, like I said, I thought the match was laid out great. I really enjoyed the interactions with Barrett and Tommy with the whole chops.
Yeah.
Because, Tommy's going to die. And then he pokes the eye before he gets shot. It was, all that was done very well. Mm-hmm. The match itself was great. Like I said, when it's done right and when it's laid out right and they perform amazing art, it was good. And if you look at Zero's kind of run right now, this little run he's had, the Exodus match, amazing. Silver match, great. This triple threat, good. Like, Zero, as I hate to say old, but as old as he is in the business, he's putting on some of his best performances, and it's great.
I feel like he's finally getting the chance to.
Yeah, he's getting the showcase.
As much as I'm going to get yelled at myself for the saying.
Oh, I'm sure, but he's getting to showcase what kind of we've, or at least me and you, have seen and loved, is like, no, he's good.
Yeah.
Let him work. Don't let him just be the fall guy and the squash guy and the dead guy. He actually can build a good match if you allow him to do it.
Yeah.
And especially with as over as he is with the Addicts, he can build those good moments. Him and Exodus was a phenomenal moment. Yes, Exodus still won, but it was a phenomenal moment because they made you believe, holy crap, Zero might actually pull this out.
Yeah. But, with the way that ended, like I said, it's like, that's entirely personal bias. But it was otherwise just like a 10 out of 10 kind of match.
Yes.
Then we had the last man standing match between JD Griffey and the Monster Hunter Matthew Palmer. Of course, JD coming out with the Sons of Mayhem. And, of course, before all of that, he had that discussion with the Sons of Mayhem in which he told them, we better all win or heads are going to roll. So keep that in mind for later if you didn't actually watch the show. But this match was 99% absolutely banger, fantastic, unbeatable match. 99%.
This match was good. God, we're going to get yelled at so much.
We're so going to get yelled at.
I preferred their first match. Their first match laid out and did everything better than a last man standing match should be, than this one did. That first match they had, where the double choke out, the double count, the double 10, yes, it built to a last man standing, but that match was more of a last man standing match than this one. Yes, there was violence.
I can see that.
There was hardcore stuff. Yes, it was very physical. I just didn't feel as good about it as I did their first match. And this is something that it's hard to do because, especially knowing how many times we've seen Jerome and Palmer fight, how many more things different can they do? And it was a good match.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the match was bad. I'm really not. I enjoyed the match a lot. Just given, I think maybe it was overhyped in my head. Given
that's also entirely possible.
The best storylines we had going, and it's been going for a while with them only touching each other in that one match. Never really interacting since, all through vignettes and videos, which I thought was amazing for the long-term storytelling they did. And then based off the previous match they had, which was going to be hard to top no matter what they did. That's why I kind of wish maybe, because I don't think it's done, and I hope it's not done. But it was one of those where you have that match, which was, to me, the better one. If you would have had a regular match here, then go the build to a last man standing or coffin or some big blow-off match, the whole trilogy thing, I think it could have done a little better.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, the match was good. I just, comparing it to their first one, which is what we do as fans, it didn't necessarily beat that one. Like if we're we're about to do whole match of the year candidates and everything like that, the last man standing from last week won't be on there, but that first match very well might be on there because that first match was amazing.
My problem with this match was the finish. Not that JD won. Not at all. That was perfectly fine in my book. It was just how lackluster of a finish it really felt like it was. It's like after all of that tension, all of that drama, the attacks, the fact that Matthew Palmer cost the Sons of Mayhem their tag titles after all of that, and just all of this build up and build up and build up and build up and build up. A sleeper on the outside where half the crowd couldn't even see.
And I think that was the other thing too. It's not necessarily the finish that bothered me. If Jerome makes someone sleep, he makes them sleep. That's fine.
But if he done it in the middle of the ring,
with like last man standings, I don't mind it being on the outside because that's the whole point of a last man standing. I think my thing with this is if we rewatch this match, and I may be rethinking wrong, Palmer dominated, I would say 80% of that match. Even dominated up into that sleeper.
Yeah.
Then got put to sleep and was done. And we're like, wait, no, he's been kicking his ass the whole match. What the fuck?
There's that as well. And I really don't like that. But between these two, that almost made a little sense. But like I said, it's like if JD had finished it with his normal sleeper that he does.
Oh, the full choke.
Yeah, in the middle of the ring,
rear naked.
Where you can see Palmer, the whole crowd can see Palmer in the middle of the ring struggling, trying to get out of that and fighting, and then it just doesn't work. I feel like that would have been a much bigger finish. Well, but again, I'm not a wrestler.
I think even if it was say it was one of those where he went to sleep, he has till 10, he gets up at 8, JD locks it again to actually put him out. Yeah, it made it a little better. It just, it felt very anticlimactic a little bit.
Yeah. Especially since, I know you were sitting, in the second row from where you usually sit, so you weren't all that much different from your usual viewpoint.
No, I was still there because luckily I had a small kid. So
I was in the second to last row. I couldn't see what was happening unless I stood up.
Well, then stand up.
I'm just saying, but I'm not the only one.
This is a wrestling show. You're allowed to stand up.
I know.
And cheer
I'm just saying. But then there's also the people behind me.
This isn't Cowboy Stadium. You can cheer and stand up.
But what I'm saying is, there was that problem of, it's like if the crowd can't see it, it doesn't have the same impact of excitement.
It doesn't, but that's also, I think, and I think it was a good job by Travis being loud on the counts.
Yeah.
That's going to fall on the ref it's also on the wrestlers too, but it's also, you got to be loud so the people in the back who can't see know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I do feel that happened. Granted, I wasn't in the back, but I felt that you obviously knew something was going on. You knew Jerome did something.
I actually didn't.
You didn't realize.
I didn't realize. I didn't know if he was getting up or not.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously.
So it's like when they hit the 10, I'm like, struggling. Oh, it's done?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. It's like I
yeah.
didn't even really know it was done until the bell rang. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Get the network. You'll see it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you'll see it. If you happen to watch it at home on Facebook Live and you have the network and you'll watch it there this Friday, you'll probably have a much better viewpoint than I did.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. But that's me. That's me. I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a booker. Well, I'm a critic.
Okay.
And I was just telling someone today, you need to take it what a critic says with a grain of salt because we are not the be all end all.
Well, everyone hates Black Adam, but it's making millions. So. But okay, look at it this way though, and that's a little different because of Big Fed. But look at WWE. They have a last man standing. Something happens on the outside. You're far back. You're not going to see it, right? But at least there's a monitor.
I was going to say, but they've got the Titantron.
It's a little different, but put that to an indie atmosphere. And we've been there in bigger buildings where there is stuff on the outside. And yeah, you have to stand up to see a little bit. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
To me, that's kind of what I love about independent wrestling.
No,
it's that different atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like normally 9 times out of 10 it's fine. It's just this one match.
Yeah, and I guess if I'm thinking about it where I'm in your shoes, it's okay. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what happened, but seeing Jerome get back in the ring, see Travis do the count, you're not getting is Palmer getting up at 9? Is he even moving? You get that aspect, but you at least still know what's going on. You know he's down.
Yeah.
You know Travis is about to call it. I don't necessarily think that was the outside issue isn't for me. Again, last man standing, I think that's, if you're doing a last man standing, that's where it should end. It should end the outside. It should end in the back near concessions. It should end outside the building. Like for last man standings, I think they should end outside because that's one of the whole ideas and benefits of a last man standing match is it doesn't have to take place in the ring. My whole argument with it is it did feel anticlimactic because it seemed like Palmer was kicking his ass 80% of the match, and then it didn't live up to what their first match did, which is super hard to do. That's why I think, and this is all hindsight and 2020 booking and armchair and whatever the fuck you want to call it, if this would have been a regular match, then we built to something else, I think that trilogy third match where they're 1-1 could have beat that first match, which is super hard to beat in general.
Yeah. But, yeah. Either way, I mean, I don't know if this is the definitive end because Matthew Palmer did come out and talk to me on the after show. And, then he went and did something really awesome the next day for me. And that's why I feel kind of bad saying that. But this is the show where I give my honest opinion. Which, so
I'll be honest, I don't know how you pulled that off, but good job.
I don't know either. Can't talk about it on live,
obviously.
But yeah, it's like JD won this one. Yes. Yeah, very definitively a win.
And like you said, I don't think it's over given what happened on whatever you're calling it.
After show.
After show. Given what happened later on with the Suns and Jerome, there's still a lot to happen. And if we're going back to revisionist history, Palmer and his Monster Hunter run when he kind of first came back was trying to teach Red. Remember, he had that match where he beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, teaching him, it's like if you want to be a monster, you're not supposed to be a monster trainer, you're supposed to hunt monsters.
Exactly, so it's one of those where it's like, does Red flip and Palmer takes him out of his ring, and then we get the Suns minus Red versus Palmer? Like, it's they could easily do something like that, which would be great.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, again, that's also the psychological mindset with Palmer to, hey, go after and divide that army, as Jerome calls it, and take a piece away to fuck with Jerome's mind. I could see it.
Yeah, we'll see. Then we had the second tag team match of the night in which we got the...
Again, does anyone check on Richard? Is he okay?
Oh, no. Have you seen next week?
2 tag matches and a women's match? Like, I don't know if Richard's okay.
Did you take a look at next week?
That's another reason why I want to know if Richard's okay. Yeah. I know we have 2 tag matches next week.
But
3
next week.
3.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is there? And it's not a tag title tournament.
No.
Is there an APP out for Richard? Is he alive?
Has somebody checked Richard's apartment for one of those pods?
Actually talked to him.
He's just going to look at somebody and go.
Richard, I love you. Please don't hate me.
We'll see if anybody gets that one.
Nope.
But, so the Lost Boys defending against the very guys that they took the belts from, the Sons of Mayhem, and this time the Lost Boys didn't have the Monster Hunter in their corner. Well, okay, not in their corner, but, coming out of nowhere to, give a helping hand.
Exactly.
And, somehow still, as the Lost Boys pulled through like they do.
Yeah,
and, defined themselves as the MPX Tag Team Champions.
You can't kill them.
Exactly, yeah. It's
hard.
Like it's not very well known. He may have a different motif now, but you got to realize Sky's a vampire too. He's just a little more conspicuous. He's a little more conspicuous in his consumption.
I still think he got rid of that. I think he got rid of the vampire. He somehow cured himself.
Look up the term conspicuous consumption and you'll get it. It's like he eats the meat with the blood.
Yeah, there we go. The match I thought was done really well. Again, it's... One, we love tag team wrestling, and we've seen the boys and Lost Boys, or Sons and Lost Boys fight numerous times, and they've all been good. You've got, again, people are, much like I praised Gabe and people are sick of it, Jake is fucking amazing as a big guy.
I can tell you someone who isn't sick of you praising Jake.
Oh, I'm sure Jake isn't. But I love how, no matter who he's against, even when it's Sky, he's that big man, much like Schaefer, and both of these men, I hope they never change. They should never leave their feet, and they don't, and it's amazing. It takes something really, really big and powerful to get them off.
As a matter of fact, much like their match against the Camachos, and much like the match the boys had against the Lost Boys, that they were able to retain the titles and everything like that. It's the whole idea of keep the big guy out of the ring as much as possible and just beat the snot out of the little guy.
Yes.
And, with that, you'll retain. Or you'll win the match. And that's how it worked out with this one. They got Jake out of the ring. They worked over Red, beat him like, the phrase.
Which, again, it also... You can say step-head Red Child. That's fine.
Step-headed Red Child, okay.
Yeah. That's it, right?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it builds that storyline of Red's the weakest link right now. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how Jerome is going to see it. So, and we've, ever since the start of this, we saw the tension, we've teased it, and it seems maybe, and granted, we don't know because we don't talk to management like that, that's where we're going. It's that divide of Red and Jerome. And so it's more of where's Jake and Nick going to go.
Yep.
So, and I'm all here for that. I love it.
Yeah. And this match was really good. I was a little kind of, leery of the fact that, okay, we just saw this. Do we have no other tag teams they can put the Lost Boys up against? But given the story behind it and everything, I just have to assume that we've gotten rid of the no instant rematches in MPX kind of thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, there's no
fighting Kid Bandit.
There's no contractual instant rematches, but there, it's like
I was gonna say,
it's not as to the back of the line as it used to be.
Tatum can find a loophole. So
exactly.
If Tatum can find a loophole, Jesus Christ, anyone can.
So I'm really good with that.
Yeah. Like I said, match I thought was very well done. Tag match. We've seen them before. Done very well. Shocked me a little bit because I was like, oh, they're just going to trade the titles back and forth. But given my idea of the storyline of where Red and Jerome's going, I was like, okay, this makes total sense. Especially knowing Red's the one who took the pin. Seeing that, I'm going, oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely what it looks like they'll go for. And again, I'm all here for it.
Yep. And then, of course, we had the what should have been the main event, but it's not because for very good reasons.
We all knew.
Yeah. Let's be honest. It was a very good reason for it not to be the main event. The MPX Championship match between Exodus Prime.
Who says the title should always be main event. No. There
this
are
made sense.
Circumstances. And this is one of those circumstances.
He can forgive this one.
Yeah, because I even said it last week. I was like, any three of those could have main evented. You could have had Jerome and Palmer, which originally I was like, that should be the main event. But given the way the match was, I'm glad it's not. And that, again, no disrespect. The match was good. Just
let's not dwell on it too much before we get ourselves buried in the
backyard. I know. I'm already getting yelled at. And then you had this MPX title match, which, could have main evented because it's your title.
Yep.
Or you have the big technically two, even though it's her home, Athena's home, it is two big special stars.
Yep.
That's going to be your main event, which obviously happened.
But we had the championship match with the build-up being as short as it was. It was the return of Tatum, and then, he sits there and says, I've got a contract that says I can have any match I want, and I'm going to do this.
Given their history and given their rivalry, it doesn't need a lot of build because they have years build into it.
Yeah.
It's one of those where even as old as they are and retired as they are, if Sean and Brett was to wrestle tomorrow, it's got enough build.
Yeah.
That it would sell the place out because of the rivalry.
Yeah. And
that is Tatum and Nexus. They have enough build no matter where
and that alone, go. That alone is the number one reason that there was no question whatsoever in my mind or anyone else's, let's be honest, that this was, a good fit.
Oh, yeah. This match was going to be amazing. The whole card itself was amazing.
I will admit.
And it was one of those where, again, because we've talked about it before, and I'm one of the few people that think about it, how do you lay out this card to make it go up and down, roller coaster? And
give us that roller coaster. And I mean, even with Shota and Phil as the second one, that was still exciting enough to, just kind of keep things going. The crowd was hot all night. It was really awesome.
And a really big, good crowd. I was super excited for it.
If you go to the CMP page on Facebook, you can see the picture of what the crowd was.
Don't.
Yes,
I wasn't wearing a hat. I don't like it because I saw myself. Hence I'm wearing a hat now.
I'm sorry.
Because I have not shaved yet. But no, it's one of those things where, given that atmosphere, and I guess I'll eat my words a little bit, Abaddon sold. And I really, really was worried about it because I personally did not like her wrestling from what I've seen. Seeing her live before the match last week, great gimmick, sold me. Her and Athena's little thing sold me.
Yep.
And then her ring work with Athena was good. So
yeah.
I was like, nope, cool. And spoiler, we get her back. So I'm super excited for it.
But yeah, the main event match, I was actually kind of surprised because, Exodus had been working his way through, it was like he'd had a couple of matches with people randomly, but he'd been working his way through greats of the history.
I was super shocked and super, I don't want to say disappointed because I do like Tatum, but it did not feel like it was time it did not feel like Exodus time was up. It's one of those where it's like, yeah, I'm what you're about to say. I'm hoping maybe there's a rematch and Exodus gets it back, even if Exodus wins the Rumble and gets it back in Destiny, like something.
Yeah,
like it's one of those where it didn't feel like we were done with Exodus's run.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And I also, part of me is and again, I like Tatum, so what I'm about to say makes people think I hate Tatum, but I don't. I don't like the immediate return, immediate title win. Like that bothers me a little bit.
Well, I mean, that happens a lot. I mean, look at Athena in AEW. As soon as she comes into AEW, she gets the,
But she lost.
She did.
Like I said, if Tatum would, and when we're breaking down the match, if we're looking at it, it also bothered me a little bit that Tatum kicks out of Mass Exodus, but Exodus doesn't kick out of the Clout Chaser. That one bothered me a little bit. Maybe the one.
Did he not? Yeah.
No, he didn't click. He didn't.
Because I know he did
Tatum hit it.
I know Tatum did the big Clout.
And that's the only time he actually hit it. He went for it and actually shoved him off.
Okay, so
I guess the only time he hit it was the big one.
Yeah, it's like I guess they were expecting that to be the.
If he would have hit a regular one like he does, and Exodus kicks out, okay, they're 1-1 on the finishers, cool. But then hit the big one, okay, obviously over. That's why.
Yeah.
My reaction when he hit it and he pinned, I go, oh, Exodus is gonna kick out because Tatum kicked out as Exodus.
Yeah.
And then he didn't. I was like, wait. What just happened?
Yeah, but that's the kind of thing we've come to expect. So when that doesn't happen, it's more of a wait, what?
Yeah.
than anything else. But it was a good match.
It was very good. It's one of those that I think taking out all the fun stuff they did at Purple Rain, this match probably is better. Like I really enjoyed this match of Exodus and Tatum because it was a lot of counter Cloud Chaser, counter Mass Exodus, counter the count. It showed how well they knew each other.
Yeah. But then, of course, we had the main event, the singles match between the Fallen Goddess Athena and the Monster Abaddon. And this match was good.
It was really very good. It probably exceeded my expectations. Were slightly higher based off the little appearance we got of Abaddon. Because again, I've said several times on the show, not a fan of her ring work. Didn't think it was all that good.
And the thing is, like, I've been a fan of Abaddon since I saw her tear Hikaru Shida's throat out on TV. Yeah. I thought that was awesome. I'm like, that is a monster.
Yeah.
Holy crap, I love it.
But again, character work was always amazing.
Yeah.
Never had a problem with the character. It just in ring, I was like, eh. But no, her and Athena worked so well together. So good. And it was one of those where the outcome, I guess, given knowing Abaddon's coming back, because they played that video before this match. So the outcome shocked me a little bit.
Yeah, same here, because I was figuring that if they're going to be bringing her back, I guess she's going to win.
Right.
And everything to, kind of have a strong
right, which is weird because, like we said, this is Athena's home. Athena has a great win-loss record in MPX.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where, okay, it's not that shocking that she won, but given that vignette, given we don't see Athena a lot anymore, okay, cool. Abaddon gets the win and then fights to come back. And it didn't happen that way. And again, great match.
Yeah.
Athena getting the win. Like I said, exceeded most matches on this card exceeded my expectations. It was a very well done card, very well laid out. Like I said,
I'm surprised we didn't see a O-Face, but
that was what I was going to get to. I was like, because again, that's
got the big match feel.
It's the big match feel, and it's Athena. We don't get her a lot. That's the one big move that everyone loves to see. You got to win. If you're going to get a win, that part, was a little weird to me. But again,
seems there was a lot of issues of the matches being really great right up to the finish, and it's
yeah, there was a lot of anticlimactic finishes, which again, it's not. This still is. With all that being said, this is still one of my favorite cards of the year.
Oh no, that was a fantastic.
Just
card.
because everything was laid out very well, from the way the matches were laid out and went to when they were actually in the ring and laid out. Everyone on that show kicked ass and was amazing.
Yep. And of course, then we found, like you said, we got that vignette in which we found out all of the appearances we're going to be having over the next couple of months, not including the one that was announced in the description of the event for next week.
November 5th.
We got the November 5th one.
Did they show a Kid Bandit one? I
Yep,
think they did.
Kid Bandit versus Dimitri on November 5th. We're going to have, of course, Madman Fulton coming in.
Super excited. And if people don't remember who that is, he was part of Sanity in NXT. Mm-hmm. I think his name was Sawyer. I don't remember his, I think it was Sawyer Fulton, yeah. I was going to say, I don't remember the WWE slave name, but I think it was Sawyer Fulton. But he's been doing kick-ass stuff with Sami Callihan, and also I think he's been doing Impact lately.
Yep.
He's really good. I like him a lot, so I'm excited for that one. And then, December 3rd.
We're getting
Sky Blue and Abaddon.
Yeah.
Sky Blue is amazing. I've seen her once before, Mania weekend. Super good.
I'm just...
And then the Butcher.
But yeah, it's like the one for next week, and we'll go ahead and use that to kind of slide into that one. If you read the description, it said
I didn't see it.
The Butcher is going to be debuting at MPX. I haven't seen any cards for it or anything like that, but that's...
Who's the Butcher? Carver?
The Butcher and the Blade.
No fucking way. They did not get the Butcher.
That's what it says. The Butcher.
No, they have to have a... No.
Look at the video again. Look at the video again. The top hat, the big old beard. Are you sure it's Fitz?
Yes.
Because he didn't have this.
Fitz does though.
I'm saying the Butcher doesn't have this, and that. Look at the video again.
Okay, I'm gonna relook at that video because I was thinking
the most metal beard in wrestling.
Why? If that's the case, they should advertise that. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know what the story is with that. I know what it says on the description, and it fits with the video, the flash of the video that we saw.
It fits because if it was the Blade or the
Butcher, I will show you. I will show you.
They would have promoted that for weeks.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I don't know why they didn't.
It's Andy fucking Williams. They're going to promote that way more.
Right? But
I'm saying it's fit. Addicts it's fits.
But no, it's where is it? Dang it.
Caldwell says he makes the teasers. It's Fitz.
Okay. That's not what it says on the...
I'm almost positive it's Fitz. Because again, it's...
Computer's being slow.
The Blade... While the Butcher and the Blade, or Butcher, would have been great, you got to promote that more. So
I agree with you. But the debut of the Butcher...
Yeah, I just got a special thing saying that was from management. So it's a new thing.
Why?
Because it's new and it's Halloween. Or you say you're not excited for your...
No, I'm glad, but it's just the whole thing of if you're going to do that fucking,
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing the Butcher, and I'm not the only person who saw that.
I was going to say...
Without any kind of explanation for it, that's kind of
I was there watching it, and I saw the eyes and the top hat, given what I've seen him do elsewhere, I thought it was Fitz.
No, and I agree with you. And that's who I thought it was. And then I saw this, where it says the debut of the Butcher.
The Butcher doesn't wear a top hat, I don't think.
They wear
Butcher and Blade have
Yeah, they wear top hats. Not often.
I know. Well, okay, see, there you go. Because I was like, I know Blade always has the fucking knit cap. I thought Andy Williams, fucking Butcher or whatever. Andy Williams just never had any wore anything. He wore the glasses and the apron.
But, yeah. Okay, well, thank you for clearing that up then. Nick said it's not Fitz.
Okay.
He says it's not Fitz.
Looks a lot like Fitz.
Yeah.
Either way.
Oh, God. Please, no, not Necro.
Why not? Necro doesn't even know where Texas is at the moment, okay?
Necro doesn't even know where Necro is at this point, okay?
Which, again, I love my deathmatch wrestlers, but Necro is a thing of, hey, let's stop chair shots to the head. For people who want to continue hardcore stuff like Matlock, don't take chair shots to the head. Get a hand up.
Yeah.
Which I hope Matlock's doing well. I love and miss that man.
No, it's everything. It sucks.
Butcher is his name.
Butcher is his name, though.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not Andy Williams and it's not Fitz.
Okay.
So either way, cool. New person. Awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
And it's a he.
It is a he.
It is he. Yeah.
Well, given what they've
But we've also got all the other matches, which are still exciting to watch because, we're going to have the pre-show match. The VIP pre-show match is going to be the MPX Tag Team Championship match as Mr. Legs and Casey Clay earned their way to a title shot against the Lost Boys.
Yeah, and one of them is up for a Grand Slam if they win it. Which is got to be the fastest and youngest Grand Slam, I would think.
I would agree, yeah. Definitely.
Because Tatum hadn't done it, right? Tatum never held tag titles, I don't think.
He held the tag titles like 3 times.
Oh, he's never held Prospect.
Prospect title.
He's never held Prospect.
Prospect title.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's like I'm looking forward to this one because it's, I
Did you get your upgrade?
It's the last match of October. I'm still good.
Okay, I was going to say, some of us still have to get a ticket and an upgrade, so
yeah,
we got to find a way to make that work.
I understand. That's why I'm so very glad that they do the...
someone's got to go sell themselves on the street for that.
This is why I'm so very glad that they do the upgrade at the door.
I wasn't going to say it, but if you will.
I'm not going to do it. Oh, damn it, it's the White Rabbit.
You're PR, and that's fine.
But yeah, no, it's like I expect this one's going to be pretty good. I mean,
yes, it is, and it kind of lends to what I was saying earlier. If you have a tag title switch on your VIP show, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and it's a history thing with Casey.
And I think
the Grand Slam.
Yep. It's not like WWE where, putting the title match on the pre-show is means that they're crap.
Right. Well, and it's also like I'm saying though, I guess part of the problem is Casey and Lakes have only teamed once. How long can we run the leg way, We'll see. To me, I'm still saying, yeah, Lost Boys retain. It'll be a great match. Because again, you got Sky and Legs while very young in his career and only work in MPX. Sky is his best opponent. The matches they have are amazing. I
don't know. Maybe who knows? Legs gets hurt before the match and everything, and Noah for the save. They win the new belts, and they finally complete the journey that they had started a couple years ago.
No, I'm sorry, Noah. I love you, but no. If we're gonna do that, it needs to be Casey Legs.
I agree. No, it was just a random thought that popped into my head. It's like, I don't know, because Casey brought up the fact that he hasn't had a tag team title shot since that first match, third match in with him and Noah.
Which is kind of weird to think of.
Yeah. So, well, he's fought for every other belt, so
that's true.
He's been busy.
He kind of did break away from a tag division to do singles, and Noah got his tag title win with Red. So
yep.
Tag team of the year. Bad Addicts. Bad. It was best picture.
It was. It definitely was.
Ooh, we like these guys. Put biasness aside, goddammit. You know how hard I worked on those?
But
it took me 2 hours.
But yeah, that's only the first of the 3 tag team matches we have this week, because we're also going to have a tag team match
there's the loophole. Richard's going to say his pre-show, it doesn't count. So he's only still booked 2.
It's still 3. We're going to have Aaron Eagle and the buzzard Tommy Bolton, or the Vulture, as somebody said.
It's a buzzard.
Yeah.
Granted, a buzzard and vulture, same thing, but...
Not really.
Really?
No, they're different birds.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the buzzard.
Not
a vulture.
It's like buzzard, condor, vulture. They're kind of the same, but not.
So same family, but slightly different. Okay.
The buzzard, Tommy Bolton,
like the cat and the
Aaron Eagle.
Cat. The hairless cat is not a cat.
I love that people have been calling them birds of prey, and I'm totally cool with that.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah, especially given the birds of prey were a superhero team, and Aaron Eagle is the hero.
That's all I'm thinking of now is Always Sunny in Philly, where the birds of prey, and then they change it to Mano Bird or something like that.
maybe. But they're going to be taking on the former boys. They are the boys no more. It's just Matt Prince and Gabe Wilder.
Shouldn't they be the orphans now?
That would be a good one.
What is that from Deadpool? The Wayward Sons or whatever?
We already had that show, yeah.
Well, yeah, we had the show. Now this is the name. The Wayward Sons, Orphans, or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, no, it's going to be interesting because if it's leading to what I think it's leading, and they do kind of change who and what they are, it's going to be interesting to see. It's a little weird to me that you have two dominant heels, which is kind of weird to say, but Eagle and Bolton kind of have been established dominant heels. You got the boys on a losing streak. Yes, that's the first time they're teaming. But in all honesty, on paper, they should win. But if you're having this reinvention of the boys, or whatever they're going to call themselves, you think it would be them, but it's going to be curious to see what happens.
We'll see. I'm interested to see what happens with the boys' the reinvention of Gabe and Tommy, and everything that's going on
as
there.
As long as we still get this, it's fine.
Yeah, and I would honestly just love to see them do the rock out on the apron thing again, because always thought that was cool. No. It's stupid, it's simple, but I love it.
They gotta be full face first.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. But it's like, also, I gotta admit, it's like, yes, this is the first time we're seeing the two of them team up, but I want to see the Birds of Prey become a thing.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Because it is one of those where they are both well liked. If you're not going to use,
especially since they're such an odd couple of a group.
Yes and no, because they are odd because they are both very driven singly. Eagle thinks of himself as the hero, the only thing MPX
exactly.
And you've got Bolton, who doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
Exactly, and that's what's beautiful about it. Is like when I talk the Odd Couple, I'm talking the old TV show. Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
God damn it, we're old. Fuck.
Yes, we are. It's like because you got Aaron Eagle as the Jack Lemmon character, and you got Tommy Bolton as the Walter Matthau character.
Oh my God, you actually thought out who was who.
Yes, I did. It's like, seriously, if you haven't already gathered, I'm a geek. So, I think of this shit.
Richard is watching this. He is yelling at you because he's like, why the fuck did you think of that?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
He's already yelled at us in his mind.
I'm pretty sure.
But this one right here almost gave him a coronary. He goes, okay, you want to compare them? Fine. No, you actually laid out and thought who is who? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yep.
Jack Lemmon equals ratings.
It does.
It does, yeah.
No, it's sarcastic.
Jack Lemmon does.
Jack Lemmon equals ratings.
All right, R.I.P.
Watch Grumpy Old Men.
Dead, right?
Math out, fuck the world.
Okay. But then we also have the third tag team match of the night, as the Sons of Mayhem will have a rematch against Purple Haze.
Love Purple Haze. I'm glad Purple Haze is back.
Yes.
The thing that is curious about this is I think I read, and I may be wrong, that it was that whole what is going to be with Red. So what if Jerome pulls Red out of this and it's Nick and Jake?
Or it's JD and Jake.
Or that. Either one. So that one I thought was interesting because I think I read that right. I may have been wrong. But no, Purple Haze is back, which I'm excited for because they did very well as a team together. And against, the Suns, who they had a phenomenal match, minus the ref. Had a phenomenal match.
And that's actually what makes me excited about this match.
Don't say that because Richard will just fuck it up and put that ref in there just to spite you. Don't say it.
Especially after the
comment. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure that ref will never.
I'm pretty sure.
But no, that's the thing. We're getting this match again, and it's going to be amazing. I do hope they do something with the whole Red thing. If it's Jerome, cool. I like Nick. I want to see Nick more. I think Nick and Jake could be a good tag team, especially if given what I said earlier.
Or hell,
if Red leaves, the tag team is Jake and Nick, and it could be done very well. And
it could end up as, it's like, hell, JD may look at them and go, no. He may have gotten the pin, but y'all both lost. Nick, come on, let's go. So we get JD and Nick, which would be awesome too.
That would be interesting too.
Inside source says JD has a surprise for the Suns this week.
Oh, Jesus.
Inside source says that JD has a surprise for the Suns this week. We'll see how that goes.
So, I'm sorry, Red. I love you.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this one because just the chemistry between the two teams and between, with the teams themselves. Of course, we already know the great chemistry of the Sons of Mayhem, but the fact that Stevie Hendricks and Prince Alexander were so good together.
Yes.
I was like, I loved it. It was so good.
And it's weird because, who would have thought Prince and Jimi Hendrix works well together?
Right?
Apparently it does. That's a good mashup.
Actually, I've heard that mashup and it's fucking fantastic.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to have to look at that later.
It's like you have to look. I can't remember. I think it's Purple Rain and Purple Haze.
Oh, hey, what do you know?
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure because it's been a few years, but I know I watched that one. It wasn't Cummerbund, though, so, it's not as memorable. But, yeah, then, of course, we've got the MPX championship match as Tatum seems to be going backward in time. He faced Exodus and took back the belt. Now he's going to be going up against Tommy Becker.
Which is, I guess, good given what Tommy did last week. So he's got it. So, and it's just one of those where it's going to be a phenomenal match. Knowing it's Tatum's probably going to win. But it'll still be a good match. But it's... I don't know. Tommy just got a title match 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Wasn't it 3?
Yeah.
Where he fought Exodus, so it's like Tommy's already got one.
But at the same time, it's a new opponent, so, new opponent. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I think it's one of those where it's like, God, Richard, don't hate me. It's booking-wise where it's like, we need a great match. Y'all two will go together.
Yep. And
but
no
you
Brent
know
this
what's
time.
going to happen.
And no Brent this time, so
true.
That'll be just these two going up against each other.
Yeah.
And when you've got two of the biggest egos in the ring like that, it's going to be fun.
Which is weird to say. I think Tatum's got the bigger ego.
You think?
Next to Exodus, there is Exodus, Jerome, and then Tatum. I think that is the order of egos.
You think Exodus has a bigger ego than Jerome?
Fuck yes. Do you see his post on social media?
I mean,
and it's I love all three of these men. People don't get me wrong. But it is. If you're looking at egos in MPX, I think it's Exodus, Jerome, Tatum. I think that is the
I don't know.
ego order.
Tatum doesn't call for the cameras to be on him so he can flex at him.
Because he doesn't have to, because the cameras and the girls are already on him.
Fair.
He knows that.
Fair. I mean, none of them call themselves the savior or anything like that. So,
Oh, you're saying Red's up there in the ego thing?
I really think so, yeah. I don't know. That might be the cause of the problem with him and JD.
Oh, that's definitely a cause between it, but I don't think he's up in the top 5.
Yeah.
Aaron Eagles, probably 5.
Oh, yeah. Yes. But that's just what's going on next week. We've talked about what's going on in the future with special named matches. When I was talking to Matthew Palmer, he said he's got some big plans for next year. As a matter of fact, he's getting prepped already for the Texas Rumble. And he told me Kirby's not dead.
No, Kirby's dead.
No, he comes from the Monster Hunter.
Until it happens,
he has communed with the other side. Kirby's not dead.
Palmer can do that, so that's part of the believable. But until it happens on Texas Rumble, January date to be determined, he's dead.
Yeah. But the AC units came in and they're being installed this week and everything. And that's just...
Summer's past, guys.
Hey, you know what? I was told December.
Oh, shit. That's the Abaddon money. Good job. Good job, Abaddon. Thank you for the AC we got for next year.
We're going to get a whole new sound system with the next one. But, it's like, so I was told December. So the fact that it's here, in October, end of October, but still in October, that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to a much more comfortable summer next year, especially since...
that bad this year, let's be honest. Again, the summers have never been bad. If you have not sat in the old building,
I'm sorry.
Not that bad.
No, this one was the worst at this building so far, simply not because it was hot, but because it was muggy as hell in there.
Yeah.
I was just like, it was...
I don't know. Again, I'm skewed because nothing beats that old building at all, or even the fucking tin shed, the deathmatch
You could also
was in San Antonio.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Nothing beats those two buildings as far as me as like the hottest.
Yeah.
Or standing outside.
I don't know. You might just be building that up in your head. Nostalgia. It's like
I
nothing
mean,
is hotter than the old building. Nothing is hotter than the old building. So you're just kind of.
It's true, but it's
hand
also,
waving.
It's also being in 100-degree weather in ACW outside. Like to me, wrestling wise, nothing beats those.
Yeah.
So to me, MPX has always been fine.
But yeah, looking forward to the future of MPX as always. Because what happens next? Well, you're just going to have to show up and find out. Don't miss a single week of MPX, ladies and gentlemen, because you need to get your tickets. Season passes for November already on sale. $75, $150 for two, because I buy two. And you get those season passes. You get the pre-show match without having to pay the extra $5 at the door.
We're still doing pre-shows.
Yeah.
Okay, smart, but.
No, they're fantastic. Yeah.
No, it's smart, but fuck, I'm broke.
So, yeah, River Rat Kirby?
I don't
know. But get your tickets now or, watch it on the Facebook Live. They started doing that. From what I'm told, there was a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning last week, but it worked out in the end.
Good.
So, either way, ladies and gentlemen, keep it kayfabe.
See y'all Saturday, hopefully, maybe, probably.
Mark out.
I did that right. Hopefully, maybe.
Hopefully,
probably.
probably, maybe, probably.
Oh,
yeah.
there's a definitely in there.
Yeah.